Take thee to a nunnery. Take thee to the nunnery. A most notable coward, an infinite and endless liar, an hourly promise breaker, the owner of no one good quality. Away, you starveling, you elf skin, you dried neat's tongue, bull's pizzle, you stock fish. Away, you 3-inch fool. Come, come, you forward and unable worms. Go, prick thy face, and over-red thy fear. Thou lily-livered boy, his wit's as thick as a Tewksbury mustard. I am pigeon-livered and lack gall. I am sick when I do look on thee. I must tell you friendly in your ear, sell when you can. You are not for all markets. If thou wilt needs marry, marry a fool, for wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. I'll beat thee, but I would infect my hands. I scorn you, scurvy companion. Methinks thou art a general offense, and every man should beat thee. More of your conversation would infect my brain. My wife's a hobby horse. Peace, ye fat guts, poisonous bunch-backed toad, the rankest compound of villainous smell that ever offended nostril. The tartness of his face sours ripe grapes. There's no more faith in thee than in a stewed prune. Thine forward voice now is to speak well of thine friend. Thine backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. The trunk of humors, that bolting hunch of beastliness, that swollen parcel of droplessies, that huge bombard of sack, that stuffed cloak bag of guts, that roasted Manning tree ox with pudding in his belly, that reverend vice, that gray antiquity, that father, ruffian, that vanity in years. Thine face is not worth sunburning. This woman's an easy glove, my lord. She goes off and on at pleasure. Thou art a boil, a plague sore. Was the Duke a fleshmonger, a fool and a coward? Thou art as fat as butter. Here is the babe, as loathsome as a toad. Like a toad, ugly and venomous. Thou art unfit for any place but hell. Thou cream-faced loon. Thou clay-brained guts. Thou naughty-pated fool. Thou whoreson obscene, greasy, tallow catch. Thou damned and luxurious mountain goat. Thou elvish marked, abortive, rooting hog. Thou leathering, jerking, crystal button, not plated, a gatoring, puke stocking, caddis, garter, smooth tongue, Spanish pouch. Thou lump of foul deformity, that poisonous bunch-backed toad, the sodden-witted lord, thou hast no more brain than I have in mine elbows. Thou subtle, perjured, false, disloyal man, thou whoresome Zed, thou unnecessary letter, thy skin's not accidental, but a trade. Thy tongue outvenoms all the worms of the Nile. Would thou wert clean enough to spit on. Would thou wouldest burst. You poor, base, rascally, cheating, black linen mate. You are a candle, the better burn out. You scullion, you rapilion, you fusterian, I'll tickle your catastrophe. You starveling, you eel-skinned, you dried neat's tongue, you bull's prizzle, you stockfish, oh, for breath to utter what is like thee. You tailored yard, you sheath, you bow case, you vile standing tuck. Your brain is as dry as the remainder biscuit after voyage. Virginal breeds mites, much like a cheese. Virginity breeds mites, much like a cheese. Villain, I have done thy mother. Artless body, be slumbering, bootless, churless, cockered. Artless, base court, Applejohn, bawdy, bat fouling, baggage, be slumbering, beef-witted, barnacle, bootless, beetle-headed, bladder, curlish, boil-brained, boar-pig, cockered, clapper, clawed, bugbear, clouded, clay-brained, bum-bailey, craven, common kissing, canter blossom, currish, crook-pated, clack dish, dankish, dismal dreaming, clot-pole, dissembling, dizzy-eyed, coxcomb, drowning, dog-hearted, codpiece, errant, dread-bolted, death-token, fawning, earth-vexing, dewberry, phobing, elf-skinned, flap-dragon, four-rounded, fro-round, fat-kidneyed, flax-wench, frothy, fen-sucked, flirt-gill, gleeking, flat-mouth, foot-licker, goatish, fly-bitten, flusterarian, gore-bellied, folly-fallen, giglet, impertinent, foul-born, gudling, infectious, full-gored, haggard, logger-headed, half-faced, hedge-pig, lumpish, hastily-witted, thorn-beast, mammering, hedge-born, hugger-mugger, mangled, hell-hated, joint-head, muling, idle-headed, lewdster, paunchy, ill-breeding, lout, primling, ill-nurtured, maggot-pile, puking, knotted-pated, maul-worm, punny, milk-livered, mammoth, rank, onion-eyed, minnow, roguish, pottle deep, mold warp, ruddish, pox marked, mumble news, saucy, reeling ripe, nut hook, spleeny, rough hewn, pigeon egg, spongy, rude growing, pig nut, toiling, tottering, shard born, pumpin', unmuseled, sheep biting, rat's bane, vein, spur galled, scut, venomed,